Hey everyone, it's Jake, and today we are going to be talking about the SSR ship selector tickets that you should be able to obtain if you logged in every day since the event started. Don't worry about it, the event is still have a lot of times left, so you should be able to keep logging in and able to obtain all this login event reward. And they have also another ship selector from the week 3 mission reward as well. So during this event, you should be able to walk out with the 2 SSR ship selector tickets, and there are a couple useful ships for you to select out within the selector tickets. So in this video, my goal is to explain you some of the ships and why you should go for them and what's going to be due for your account. So let's jump into video and talk about these SSR ships. The first ship, of course, that I'm going to be recommending you is the Bluebridge MK2. That is the ship that you are able to get from this list, and I think that's probably the best one out of all because you are able to use this ship anywhere for pretty much all PvE contents as well as the PvP. This ship is really good because it has really decent passive skill. It has very good S1, which is able to give a skill haste and healing for your allies, and also S2, which is very unique skill and only this ship has. It's able to drop these pods onto the field, and the soldiers are going to be summoned from these pods, and the summoned soldiers are going to be fighting along with you to the entire battle until they die. And these soldiers are actually really tanky. They actually do decent amount of damage to enemies as well. So it's just going to be making your time much easier throughout all the PvE contents. Other than raid bosses, I think the ship is just perfect for every single other situations. You are always going to be looking out to use the ships whenever you can, and this ship will make your life easy throughout those contents. So please, for the love of God, pick the ship if you don't have it. Like, long as you have the ships, a lot of this content you feel like, oh my god, I can't clear it. It's not going to be like, man, that was easy. So pick the ship, you will not regret it. Other options after that I'm going to be talking about is definitely leads to less versatile as a Bluebridge. So just keep that in mind, but they are still really good, even better than Bluebridge within certain situations. First ship that we are talking about here is definitely Enterprise Quad. This ship has an insane passive skill for your counter units, able to increase their attack and boost their defense penetrations, meaning they are able to ignore the defense of the bosses and just start doing damage. This ship is especially good for PvE for that reason, as one also able to reduce their defense even further. So this ship is just perfect ship if you want to be fighting against the bosses, especially in like a raid and stuff. So now you have Bluebridge for all other PvE contents, and if you want to do even better at the boss killing, you now have the ship as well. So 2 SSR ship selector, those 2 are probably the best one to go for, and you should be good. They are also actually giving away another SSR ship selector from Task Force mission you are able to do, and you should be picking out Enterprise from there as well. Enterprise is very good ship as well, especially for PvP contents. Is actually pretty good in PvP into certain situation as well, but you're most likely going to be using, Bluebridge anyways. But anyways, this ship is really good. It's able to increase your attack and hit rate as well, and hit rate is pretty important during PvE contents, for PvP as well. Of course, hit rate is always important, but it's just one of those stats you're not going to be having as much at the beginning, but this ship will make you able to get those hit rates, and the skills of the ship can also reduce their evasions, lower their defenses as well. So you are going to be doing much higher DPS compared to other ships when you are fighting against enemies with the PvE as well as PvP. So yeah, this should be a pretty good selection for you when it comes to that selection ticket from the Task Force mission. This Task Force mission also have a new Ohio. This is another ship that's incredibly good within PvP, if not OP level, because it's able to seal away their skills with its S1 and also able to reduce their skill cooldown time with its S2. So this ship is so freaking OP, I actually think, for PvP. Within PvP contents, there's not that many bosses where you require skill seals to be, I guess, good. But this ship will be actually really good within the Shadow Palace. Shadow Palace is one of those stages where enemies have a pretty useful skills because they are doppelgangers, meaning they are like doppelgangers of counter units, and they're going to be bombarded with using their skills against you. Having this ship means you can seal with their skills and you can just hit them and kill them, or even if you don't kill them, you're going to activate S2 and lower their cooldown time for their ultimate, which is the essential skill they are most likely going to be killing you with. Those skills won't be activated. So within Shadow Palace, this ship is one of the God Savior. It will lower the requirement to clear the stages much lower by having this ship. So this ship could be a really good option for you to go for if you think you're going to have a hard time with the Shadow Palace. Other ships I can talk about, I guess, is a new Detroit. That's good for Danger Close. Every top player within Danger Close uses this ship because it's able to reduce the defense down for the bosses by 50%. For 12 seconds. That's a huge window, and it works for Danger Close. Any other contents, I guess it's just much less, but it's still useful. Lake is another ship that you can definitely go for in the future as well. This ship is pretty good for PvE to certain situation like Dive 60, where you want to kind of protect your ships, and is pretty much one of the best ship for PvP as well that gets banned constantly because this ship is so OP when it comes to pulling enemies from the back to the midpoint. So it's just helpful, and it's able to apply barriers to your allies. It has a damage reduction passive skill. So overall, this is very OP defensive ship that you should really go for if you're planning to do a lot of PvP. So I think we are pretty much done talking about the ships at this point. I can go on and talk about Matadoros, Coffin 6, other ships as well, like pods. They're all amazing in their own aspects. So there's no real bad ships in my opinion, except maybe like Carrier type. But that's the only other ships. I think all other ships are good. One last ship I'm going to talk about is the Tempest. You cannot pick this one from a selector, so just reminding you of that. But you can make this one by playing through the Iron Knight missions, which is the Korean sub-story missions. And honestly, just watch it through. I even have a live stream of me playing through it when it first came out within Korean server. So if you want to have one much more enhancement of playing through the story, you can watch that one. But overall, this is a story main game in my opinion, and I think the Korean story was really fun to read through. So if you missed that out, I think you're missing out a lot. So I'm kind of stressing out. That's why I didn't want to make this part, because I think you should actually play through the story. But anyway, if you want to skip it through it and you want to see what happens, you can watch that live stream. But anyways, make Tempest. The Tempest is really good for both PvE and PvP. It's really OP actually, so definitely make that one. That's the one that you definitely need to craft. We'll probably talk Tempest more about it out in the future, maybe. But I'm just briefly going to mention it here, because after all, this is deciding you which one you should select from the selected tickets, and kind of think a little bit more after you pick your ships. So yeah, I'm going to cut the video here so it won't be too long. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. As always, leave the comments if you have a question. I'll try to answer it the best way as I can. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.